And now I'd like to call on Dr. Rivers to talk about graduation dates. I know that's a little further down the road, but we wanted to make sure we address that. Those graduation dates have been clarified, and I will say clarified in air quotes because, as you know, everything is going to be subject to change. But Dr. Rivers is going to walk us through our high school graduation schedule.
Board. It's hard to believe that we're getting ready for graduation 2021, but that's the task at hand, is to share the schedule and dates with you. It's an understatement to say that our graduation last year were a little different. We can kind of think back and reflect to 2020, and we were in the midst of the pandemic. Facilities, businesses were shutting down, and we were not too sure we could even have a graduation. But the State Department of Education gave us some guidance, and we took those guidance from them and modified the graduations for our students, and they were very much appreciative of that. And so fortunately, we were able to have the graduation ceremonies and move forward and have them at our school football stadiums. And we modified things and made it so that our families could have that experience and our students too. And so we're very happy with that outcome. For the 2021 graduation ceremonies, I have some good news to share. We are going back to the Colonial Life Arena for our 2021 high school graduations. Right now, we are able to return to that facility. There are several Midland school districts that are also returning to the Colonial Life Arena. At the present moment, I don't have information on any restrictions due to COVID-19. However, I do anticipate them sharing items on the attendance capacity very soon. And so I emailed the person this week to kind of get an update, and they were working through those things now. But I anticipate that we will be able to use the facility. Just like many places, it will be reduced capacity. But the facility is large enough to accommodate our needs, and probably even larger than what we were able to do at our football stadiums last school year. So what we have in front of us now are the high school graduation dates. We're looking at June 12th, Saturday, for 3 high schools, and June 13th, Sunday, for 2 high schools. On Saturday, we have graduation ceremonies for Lexington High School at 8 a.m., White Knoll High School graduation at 12 p.m., Hillian High School at 4 p.m. And then on Sunday, June 13th, we have River Bluff High School at 12 p.m. and Gilbert High School at 4 p.m. So with any plan, you always want to have a contingency plan. And that's what we were able to come up with last year once things started to shut down. We couldn't use the regular facilities. So we put in place a quick plan last year to reboot and get started. But this time we have a little more time to plan for it. So we will hold graduation at the high school football stadiums if something happens where we are not able to use the Colonial Life Arena. So we're looking at starting all of our graduations at 8 o'clock in the morning. And so we'll begin with Lexington High School on Monday, June 7th, White Knoll High School on Tuesday, June 8th, Hillian High School on Wednesday, June 9th, River Bluff High School on June 10th, and Gilbert High School on June 11th. We did explore the idea of just going with those football stadiums. And that was something that we had some conversations about. I talked with schools about and did a little research to kind of see if that is something that is feasible for us to do. And so just in gathering information, it came down to a couple things that it was more feasible to go with the Colonial Life Arena. The first thing being cost. And so the cost comparison from last year of having 5 different graduations at our high school stadiums to just going with Colonial Life Arena is about a $30,000 difference in the two programs. So basically, going to Colonial Life Arena or having those 5 graduations is a $30,000 difference. So one thing is the cost. The other thing that we have to prepare for are the environmental conditions. So inclement weather can happen at any time. It can rain. The field can be wet, and we experienced that last year. The field was very damped on 2 days for our high school graduation, so we had to reschedule those 2 graduations. So that causes some problems. So those environmental conditions that we can't plan for can impact our graduation dates, and we have to have a makeup date in those cases. And the other thing that comes to mind is the human capital expense. We can't put a dollar sign on that, but the lift of having 5 graduations at 5 different campuses on 5 different football fields with the staff involved from each school and everything. There's a human capital demand and lift that's required to make it happen. Just by going to Colonial Life Arena, we can use their facilities, use their staff for security, and it's on 2 days. And so we can easily get in and get out without much work from those that are involved for our staff that are required to be in participation. So, but we do have a plan in place if we have to go that route, but I am almost certain that we will be able to stay at the Colonial Life Arena with some additional reduction in capacity. And once those guidelines are shared with me, I will share that with the board and the superintendent so that you are aware. So we have dates for graduation now in place, June 12th and June 13th. So I know our students, parents, staff, they're happy. We're looking forward to sharing that with the community so they can make their plans to have a very wonderful occasion. Being a parent of a senior myself, I'm looking forward to it as well. So we have our dates in place, June 12th and 13th. If you have any questions, I can answer those now.
I wanted to thank you last year because, again, we went from 0 to hero on graduation. So thank you all on the team for making graduation work last year and looking forward to this year.
Thank you.
Well, I just have to say, as a parent that went through this last year, for all the parents that are watching and thinking, well, it's just the middle of December, that's still 6 months away. Don't blink, don't take a breath, because the rocket ship has just taken off and the spring semester is just crazy and fast. So enjoy it.
Right. It will fly by before you know it. Exactly right.
Thank you, Dr.
Okay,
Rivers.
thank you.
Also, as a parent of a graduate of the class of 2021, it's really difficult to say that, but very excited about the spring semester and what's in store. So don't see me on graduation day. I might be weeping and all that kind of stuff when when Kaylee's name is called. We'll see how that goes.